So what are we doing, Sarah Jane?
We're dyeing rice into 6 different colours. 180 kilos of rice, in fact, for a Rangoli project in Roxby Downs. Rangoli is like a site-specific art form from India originally.
So some people have asked me what Rangoli actually is, and it's a floor art from India in which designs are used or created using different coloured powders or coloured rice, salt, different sorts of foods, and it's often used symmetrical and geometrical patterns that are used.
Get off!
So why have you chosen to use this medium?
I don't know, I went to India and it really appealed to me, and it looks really good in public, in open space. Normally art a lot of the time is seen in a gallery and not a lot of people get to go to galleries, so I like the fact that you can just be walking along and see it. I like that aspect of it.
And it's usually created by Indian women in front of their homes to celebrate Hindu festivals, and in particular the Divali festival.
People have seen sort of mandalas, like Tibetan mandalas and things like that at the festivals, where they make very detailed pictures with sand. It's a similar concept, but it's usually with rice or salt or flour or something like that. Yeah, I'm going to do 3 workshops up in the regional South Australia and a big family day in Roxby. So that's about 7 Rangolis we're doing all together. So you need all this rice to get dyed into the different colours. Wow, that's looking good.
Working with kids in doing this project, it covers a lot of different learning areas.
Well done, Ashton, that's fantastic.
Wow! I think don't put your truck on it.
No way. You can concentrate on things of art and design nature, like drawing and design, colour, shape, space and pattern.
Green here. I'll just wait until she brushes it.
Rachel, I was doing the red leaves.
Can you just tell me where you're from, what school this is?
Symmetrical primary school.
And tell us what you've done today.
We've made Rangolis.
Alright, tell me what's the best thing about making Rangoli, each of you.
Putting the colours together. They're nice and colourful.
Making the colourful patterns.
And what country does Rangoli come from, do you remember?
India.
India, that's right. Okay, thanks very much.
Bye.
I'm impressed. It's good, isn't it?
You can also use aspects of mathematics in this project to do with congruence and tessellation, and it involves a lot of numeracy, problem solving, and a lot of social and cooperative skills. Also some geometry skills, to use a lot of geometrical designs in the layout. So those are sort of things that relate to maths areas that kids can benefit from.
And in the middle there, yeah, I reckon that's an excellent design. They modified it a bit. Yeah.
Small groups have to work together to work out the pattern for the design, or adapt a pattern to suit a particular space, and also the colours that they're going to use. You know, that involves a lot of group work. I also talk about artists and what artists do, and how when you come up with an idea for an artwork or an art project, what you actually create at the end may not be the exact same thing that you had in your mind or on paper, because in the process of actually doing the project you have to change things. So if we don't have enough green rice, for example, and you've decided to use a lot of green in your design, you're going to have to rethink your design.
Do you like it?
I love it. I think it's fantastic.
Ours is the best. Best of the best.
So it includes a lot of problem solving for kids, and also the idea a lot of the time for some kids or some people about art is that you just have an idea and you do it and that's the end, whereas they have to realise that it's actually a process and it's a learning process.
So feeling the orange, guys. We don't have orange.
What age ranges is this best for, if there's an age range that it's best for?
Well, we have done it with kids as young as 4 and up to secondary kids. And ideally, I think if you're going to do a short afternoon program of Rangoli, the older kids are better suited to that because they have better motor skills and also they can draw up their own designs. Whereas the younger kids can get a lot out of it as well, but involves a lot more assistance by the teaching staff and also a lot more preparation by the artists.
Okay, so we put the rice in this end, so you need to make sure you hold the bottom so it doesn't all come out when we're filling it up. Okay, so just put 1 scoop of rice in each rice, otherwise it gets too big and heavy.
How much time do they have to allocate to do this?
We have done sessions, probably the shortest session would be about 2 hours. So I'd start off with a short presentation about what we're going to do and show them some images, which would take about 10-15 minutes. And then with the older kids, I would actually draw up a design on an A4 paper and colour it. And then they would transfer that to the ground and then they would fill in their design. And for older kids, that would probably take about 2 hours. Whereas the younger kids would need a lot longer time to do that process. Probably it would be like a day or half a day process.
Looking good.
There's also a social studies or SOS component where you can talk about culture and heritage and tradition of other cultures and what this means and the symbolism regarding the different things that people use to celebrate certain festivals, things like that.
Thank you.
And there's also the idea of the temporary versus the permanent. So a lot of people think that art is something that's created and you keep it forever and it goes into an art gallery or it goes into someone's collection. But there is a lot of artwork that is more ephemeral. And so we talk about the difference between what is ephemeral art and what is more permanent types of art. So that's also something that kids haven't had a lot of exposure to. And sometimes they have trouble coming to grips with it because we sweep it all away at the end of the day. But it's also opening their eyes to different art forms and different things that we can do with art.